Unfortunately, we got some more bad news due to Gary Gensler. Unfortunately, one of the big exchanges in the US, Binance.us, is getting cut off. From who? From the banking system. So they sent a tweet yesterday basically saying that they have been warned by their banking partners, that they don't want to do business with Binance.us anymore. So, unfortunately, that means once they end their relationship, which could be coming as soon as June 13th, Binance.us will be pure crypto, meaning there will be no more fiat on-ramp or fiat off-ramp. Okay, doesn't mean that the exchange is shutting down. You could still deposit and withdraw using crypto, using Tether, using USDC, but the fiat part is getting cut off. So we're starting to see this now, and people have asked about this for a long time. Like, what if the US, right? What if all the banks cut off their fiat on-ramp, off-ramp? Unfortunately, it's going to come eventually, but just hoping it wasn't this soon, right? Keep in mind, Gary worked at Goldman Sachs for decades, okay? So maybe this gives them a reason to say, okay, we're cutting off. Otherwise, there were no reasons before. So that's the latest, unfortunately. So if you are using Binance US, I am, right? Just know that fiat on-ramp, off-ramp will be cut off by June 13th. So if you do need to move USD off of it, you probably need to do so right away. But afterwards, the exchange will still operate as normal. You can still withdraw if you wanted to, right? It's just a fiat portion. But still, that's a huge portion, and it sucks. Hopefully, it doesn't move to the other exchanges in the US. You know, there must be some agenda. We don't know what it is. I think we could speculate. He's in it. He's helping the banks. He's helping CBDCs. He's helping whoever, the current administration maybe, to crack down and get rid of crypto. I mean, but you even have Congress people now who are working working on a framework for crypto. They are accusing Gensler of being in contempt because they're even saying that Gensler is overstepping and basically invalidating what they're trying to do, which is come out with a new framework for crypto regulations. But instead, Gensler thinks he knows better, and he's just doing whatever he wants now. Cardano, or aka Cardanzo, according to Jim Cramer, IOHK have responded, or IOG, okay, in this case, basically saying that, you know what, nothing changes, okay? None of the inaccuracies will impact IOG's operations in any way. Under no circumstances is ADA a security under U.S. security laws. It never has been. Understanding how decentralized blockchain operates is a fundamental component in creating responsible legislation, and we continue to welcome, collaborations, and goes on and on and on. It was fairly short, like 3 paragraphs, not like 10 pages. But basically, Cardano's like, no, ADA is not a security, right? And Solana's like, we're not security. Also, aka Solano, according to Jim Cramer. Solana Foundation strongly believes Sol is not a security. Sol is a native token to Solana blockchain, a robust open source community-based software project that relies on decentralized user and development engagement to expand and evolve. So, no one seems to think that Gary has got it right. And I'm agreeing with them. So, who's the next target? Gary's looking pretty bad right now. He must realize that. He must realize that after all of this, not only did it not do any damage, these firms are actually ignoring him. Coinbase actually said that they are not going to delist any of the crypto that were deemed securities by Gary. That includes Cardano and Solana and many others like Cosmos and Axie and all these. They said they're not changing anything. They're not removing staking either. According to Gary, staking is also a security, right? So Coinbase is fighting back saying, you know what, we're not going to make any changes at all. So Gary's probably feeling the heat. You know, this is not what he expected. And the crypto market has not been tanking, right? This is not another like FTX moment. Although there's a lot of FUD around Binance, but they are no FTX. So people are wondering, hey, is Crypto.com the next target, right? It could be, because Crypto.com has staking and has many of the same security tokens that Coinbase and Binance has, including Solana and Polygon and BNB and Mana, Algorand, and they have their own token, CRO token, right? So are they going to be next? Who knows? Who knows? Maybe they are. Maybe they're not, right? The only thing I really care about is if they do become a target, do they get to keep the naming rights on that, on the Staples Center, which is now the Crypto.com Center arena, right? So hopefully that doesn't get removed. Like FTX was removed from Miami, it would just be a bad look. Actually, we already got another lawsuit and another like judgment that actually helps with this. So before the Ripple case, there was another case called Library, much smaller project that caved in. Basically, the SEC sued them, saying that they had a legal token offering and that Library itself was a security because it was being traded on the open market, on a secondhand market, on exchanges. And basically, that lawsuit bankrupted them. But the good news that came out of it was the judge said that just because Library is being sold on the second market or the open market does not make it a security. The judge said, no, that's ridiculous. Okay, so if you apply the same logic to the Ripple case, that would mean the same thing. Just because XRP is being sold on exchanges does not make it a security. Okay, so if the courts again rule this way, that XRP is not a security just because it's being traded, well, then the dozen of crypto projects that Gary just recently named securities, well, then there's no case on them, whether they're a security or not, right? The reason why Gary basically said they were securities, and this includes Cardano, Polygon, Solana, Cosmos, Axie, Decentraland, Algorand, Sandbox, and a few others. Basically, his argument why they're securities is because they're being traded on Coinbase and Binance, right? But just because they're being traded does not make them securities. Well, then there's like really no argument.